The pain is so excruciating, the pain is so horrible. It just makes you, at times it does make you want to die.
Sickle cell is one of the most devastating chronic diseases that someone can have. It affects everything about their entire life.
I'm in pain a lot of the time. There's no point stopping, if not I won't get anything done. But every crisis is different. The pain presents differently.
So normally your red blood cells are really flexible and they can squeeze through your little blood vessels. But in sickle cell disease they become really rigid and really stiff. And what that means is that they get stuck. The blockages means oxygen doesn't get through into the bones and then people get really severe pain.
Just imagine it's like a hammer, just knocking on your bone. And when you have that crisis, that's what you can feel.
When I wanted to do something with friends, I couldn't, I had to cancel, or people would have to move stuff around me so that I can have my transfusion done.
I think when I was much younger, it was like every day, every week, every month I was in hospital, like without fail.
It also causes lots of long-term problems. There's a high risk of stroke, it causes kidney problems, heart problems and lung problems. So almost every single part of the body can be affected.
When I was 4, I had a stroke, which was a shock to my parents, and I had to learn how to walk. So when I'm tired, I have a limp.
It's not just about pain, it affects people's psychological well-being, it affects people's social lives, it affects people's development in a huge amount of ways.
For me, I just know that everything is about pacing myself and not looking at other people's journeys, because I know mine is very different.
I think it's shocking how little research and investment's gone into sickle cell, both from a clinical point of view and a research point of view over the last 20 years. One has to wonder whether that's because of the population who it affects.
It's been seen as a black person's disease and the majority of people in this country are white, so it's an element of institutional racism or systemic racism that has meant that people haven't seen it as a priority to provide care or develop treatments in the same way that treatments have been developed for, say, haemophilia and cystic fibrosis.
But I think in the next 5 years, we are going to have some new treatments, like gene therapy. What we'd like to do is accelerate the progress so that we can get these treatments into patients within the next few years.
The new techniques that we want to look at are, one is to do with gene therapy and genetic engineering to cure sickle cell disease, and the second is to understand more about how the haemoglobin molecule sticks together and to work out ways of stopping it using simple small drugs, which would be easy to take and widely available.
Our vision is to develop a sickle centre of clinical excellence. King's Health Partners is in an excellent position to provide this service. We look after 1/3 of the patients in the UK with sickle cell already. We already have an amazing team of doctors, of nurses and psychologists. What this centre will help us do is to share our knowledge across the country and also across the world.
In researching and coming up with new ideas on treatment, we are the poor relative that's not getting the help that we need.
This is the country's biggest genetic blood condition. And what is proposed by King's Health Partners is moving the dial for sickle cell globally.
I've been working in sickle cell for over 20 years now, and we've made slow progress. We now have new treatments and curative treatments on the horizon. With this investment, we could make massive difference to people's lives all over the world.
The idea of kind of being able to live an unrestricted life is an idea that I can only dream of.